You think we fucking forgot, didn't ya? You really thought after the real life has gotten in the way over the past month or so, I was closing Little Shop of Horrors. This friend over here was getting himself ready to see his best friend get married. I'm sorry if you're a pro wrestling fan and you watch this channel for the wrestling content. Thank you so much for your patience. But tonight, Tomas, I think we're just gonna shoot the shit for a little bit because pro wrestling has
Yeah,
been very weird over the past month or so.
we, we got very behind. We know we didn't talk about WrestlePalooza.
No,
We didn't talk about All Out. We haven't talked about Crown Jewel. I haven't even watched Wrestle Dream yet. I am still trying to feel like a human being again. I am sitting here off screen because one of the light bulbs in my room is out, and I don't want you guys looking at my dim face. But
debatable.
as the week was going on, I'm just looking at my phone because I haven't watched anything, haven't watched Raw, haven't watched SmackDown, haven't watched Wrestle Dream, but I'm just looking at my phone and I'm going, what the fuck is going on in pro wrestling right now? Everybody's guilty right now. Let's just say that right now. All parties are guilty. Nobody is innocent. There's no, this company's doing, no.
No,
WWE, what the fuck? AEW, what the fuck? NXT, what the, actually, no, NXT actually might be doing cool stuff right now.
yeah, and
I don't know. It's weird. It's very weird. Okay. My week in a nutshell has been me looking at my phone and going, did Cody Rhodes just defend the WWE Championship in suit pants?
and
Did
in a match that I could have been in the building for, but I chose not to be.
did is why is John Moxley trying to drown Darby Allin? Is
Ha-
that old man Steve Borden retiring the face paint? AJ Styles and Dragon Lee winning the World Tag Team titles.
oh,
Why is everybody mad at Jay Uso?
how come AJ Lee hasn't made an appearance in over a month?
Because she's on a book tour. There,
Oh,
we snuffed that one out pretty quick.
okay, all
It's
right,
funny.
yeah,
It was
yeah, we did. I was
30
like,
minutes. 30 minutes before we started recording, I saw a story because I was wondering the same thing. I'm like, oh shit, did AJ hurt herself? Was she a little in over her head when it came to this return? Is this going to be one of those stories where
did we
where we look at it a year ago, it's like, oh, AJ Lee was supposed to return, and then she ended up not. No, she's coming back.
Did we say
Uh,
one and done? did she like secretly say one and done after saying this run is for you for all of my freaks out there? Like she's the female Scott Steiner. But I don't know if we should just start with that because I think that was a pretty big developing story. You see it on my shirt as well. AJ Lee made her return to WWE after much speculation and many fans in Paris chanting AJ Lee's name at Becky Lynch, and the crew really leaning into it and like really upping the volume on the microphone. I was like, oh shit, she actually might be coming back to help out CM Punk against the Vision. And I'll tell you something, man. That mixed tag team match at WrestlePalooza was honestly one of like the better things on that show. It was very fun to watch AJ Lee again. It's honestly so like AJ Lee is one of those people that I really, really hope succeeds in this business, like in any facet. Even though she's been away for over a decade, her last appearance was actually at over WrestleMania 31 weekend in the Bay Area. And now she's
yeah,
back to doing her thing. Apparently, she's full time. She signed a contract with Hunter.
she's right now very much working the CM Punk schedule. You look at the current landscape right now, and I'm not saying there's no room for her, but oh yeah, let me say that right now. The best thing going on in WWE right now, maybe in all of pro wrestling, are the women's storylines. They're
Yes,
actually taking the booking for the women has been so good. I love what they're doing with Io Sky and the Kabuki Warriors and Rhea Ripley and that whole debacle.
that's a
I
great
love
story.
yeah,
Yeah,
I love what they're doing with the women's world. Not the women's world championship, but I love who it's on right now. Hell, I like the weird little storyline they're doing with Bailey. It's making me wonder what's. I know people are very on the fence about it.
what
Some
the fuck
people
is
love it.
going on with
Some
Bailey?
people hate it. This is what I'll say about that story. It's intriguing. Triple H has a bad habit of dragging his feet when it comes to these storylines. If this doesn't hit its climax in the next month or so, then I'm going to start losing interest.
Yeah,
But
or better
now,
yet,
I'm enjoying
better yet, losing patience. Because I
Yes.
feel like a lot of Triple H's mindset since he took over the head of creative spot 3 years ago, which is crazy to say that. He has urged the fans to be patient because Vince McMahon was very notorious for just shoving surprises out in your face for the moment. And ironically enough, Triple H is kind of doing the same thing. Because AJ Lee's return, she got a massive pop in Chicago, by the way. That was like one of the loudest reactions of any WWE return I've heard in God knows how long. People were begging for AJ Lee, and they got her.
And that kind of segues into our next topic, how AJ Lee was kind of one of the main selling points, one of the main draws for
WrestlePalooza! As Cody Rhodes says.
WWE's PLE debut on the ESPN Plus app. And let me tell you this right now. When I tuned into this pay-per-view, I was so irritated 10 minutes in because Triple H comes out and he's saying, this is the ESPN era. Welcome to a new era of WWE. We're going to show ESPN what we're all about.
Time out. It was a new era like a year and a half ago when Cody won the title at Mania 40.
This is my question. What's the big fucking deal about debuting on a new app? All this did was make things a million times more difficult. At least then. Now I got a hold on it. Because let me tell you my experience with this. So I didn't watch it live. I get home, I turn on my PS5, and the first thing I think is, how the fuck do I access this pay-per-view? I signed up for the bundle with Disney Plus because there is a ESPN Plus Disney Hulu bundle for like $30 a month that you could get. And I was like, fine, I use Hulu, I use Disney Plus, might as well pay $10 a month for those three combined. And I'm not going to pay $30 a month for this app that I'm going to use for one thing and one thing only, and that's WWE. Peacock, Peacock was annoying too. But you know what? There was fucking movies I could watch on Peacock. There were shows I could experiment with. Yeah.
You could also watch your 49ers on ESPN, but it doesn't appear you're doing that.
There's a million other ways I could glance at the sports teams that I lightly follow. It's like, there's a million different ways to watch sports, and now we have a fucking app for it. It was so irritating. And, Peacock, I had uses for Peacock. I miss the WWE network. The WWE network was my fucking life.
Which we are never getting back. Nope. I guarantee you we're never getting back because WWE has gone to the point where they are too fucking greedy for their own good. And you want another example of that? Set aside that you have to pay $30 a month if you're not getting the bundle, you're paying $30 a month for pay-per-views. I saw this yesterday, I think, on Twitter, because I'm not calling it X, I refuse to. And this little factoid flabbergasts me. So, on average, before the merger with TKO and Endeavor, the ticket prices for a WWE event, on average, you want to take a wild guess how much that was?
$50.
Yeah, you're close. $59. Guess how much an average ticket costs nowadays?
$120.
$120. So the average ticket price has doubled. And I'm not even getting into the fact that I'm still pissed off that we didn't go to WrestleMania earlier this year because it was so expensive.
WrestleMania ever again.
No, especially because 43 is going to be in Saudi Arabia. I'm not fucking going to that. Nick Khan's fucking delusional. If a lot of us are sitting here like, oh yeah, let's go to Saudi Arabia. No.
The loyals will come to say, fuck off. Fuck off. You know what I would actually consider? If WrestleMania went to London. If WrestleMania went to Canada
or France,
I would consider that.
France, or
I would actually consider that. But
how about WrestleMania in the Tokyo Dome?
You're alienating your entire audience by making these decisions. I'm gonna, since this is a shoot the shit podcast while we talk about these pay-per-views that we missed. So let me tell you a story. Last year, I went to AEW Dynamite at the SAP Center. I sat on the floor within the first 10 rows, but I think I was like 7th or 8th row.
It was a good seat.
You want to know how much that ticket cost?
Not even $100.
$70.
Yeah. Isn't that ridiculous?
$70 for a floor ticket to AEW.
You listening? You listening, Mark Shapiro? You should be fired.
And you know what? I didn't even love my seat. You know why? Because having to stand up that much and not being able to see the ring was irritating. So get this. For cheaper, I could have paid less than $50 to get a few more rows up in the next section and have a perfect view of the ring. I would be surprised. I know AEW doesn't run arenas anymore for the better. I guarantee I would have paid probably $30 for a nosebleed if I wanted to.
Yeah. I want to see AEW run the San Jose State Event Center where NXT house shows used to be held. That'd be so fun.
Is not an AEW stroking session because I'm irritated with them too. I'm just saying comparatively, you want value, you know where to go. The thing with AEW is they cannot present themselves as an alternative for families. They cannot do that. Absolutely not.
And for the people out there on social media who are sitting there saying that there's this idea that I love, that since WrestleMania 43 is being held in Saudi Arabia, and by the way, that's fucking over a lot of, loyal cities like Chicago, New Orleans, who you promised WrestleMania 42, by the way.
Indianapolis.
London. I am still floored that Saudi Arabia got a WrestleMania before London did.
I remember the SmackDown after the WrestleMania we went to in San Jose. They were in, it wasn't a week. It couldn't have been a week. It was like 2 weeks after they did a tour of the UK. They had SmackDown in London, and they got mad at the fans because a couple of goofballs ran the ring and they got thrown out. And people were saying, well, you're not getting your WrestleMania now. Like, fuck off.
Yeah, seriously, fuck off.
What the fuck?
Fuck off. I would rather have another WrestleMania in Canada. Because, I've been begging for a reason to, go to Canada. Not saying that I will, spend $1,000 to sit in the same section that we would have been in for WrestleMania 39. Because that's another topic. We paid the ticket prices, $250 to see all of WrestleMania 39 with the view that we had. Both nights. And WrestleMania 41, to get a similar view, you have to pay quadruple what we paid.
You know what? Let's do some math right now. Let's do some math.
Yeah.
While we're here. So, $250 for both nights of WrestleMania. Plus, how much did we pay for a Ring of Honor ticket? Like $90?
Oh, dude, it was less than that. It was less 70? Than that. Probably, like 75.
No, I remember it was like 55.
Yeah, no, they were not expensive at all. And I paid another thing. When I went to the NXT show, guess how much my ticket was?
$50.
40.
Damn.
Even less to go see Johnny Gargano's farewell in NXT. So that's
okay. So fine. You said 40. So 40 for stand and deliver. We paid 50 for a WrestleCon ticket.
I think so, yeah. And then we prepaid to meet Kurt Angle, who was $100, I think, for the photo and the autograph.
So I'm not going to count the autographs and photos. I'm just going to talk about admission. So we have all that, and then how much did we pay for a hotel after we split it? Like $150, maybe $200,
something like that.
Piece?
Something like that.
Okay. So with all that being said, and obviously this is minus merch, food, autographs, that much. But just if you wanted to go to WrestleMania 39 weekend and just say, hey, I mean, not counting food, obviously you got to eat, but hey, I'm not going to buy any merch. I'm not going to buy anything extra. I just want to go to these events. That would cost $595. Nowadays, that wouldn't even pay for your ticket to WrestleMania.
Yep.
Would not even cover the ticket. That is almost $600
for one night. For one night of WrestleMania.
And you know what? If you want to count the merch and the food and the sessions, let's tack on another $300.
I tell you what, man. I will, despite everything I just said, I jumped at the opportunity to be able to go to Survivor Series with my good friend Greg Morgan of Good Mic Work Commentary. So I will be at Petco Park for Survivor Series. But I'm telling you, man, that might be the last WWE show I go to for a long time. if they keep up these ticket prices. A long time. Because
if we tack on the extra expenses like food, merch, meet and greets, that is, let's just round it up, $900. If you did that nowadays, you would pay for your ticket, and then you would barely have enough left over, maybe for a basket of chicken tenders and French fries. Maybe. You might be a couple dollars short.
Fuck you, TKO. That's what I gotta say. Fuck you.
Christ. And to the people who are going to the shows, I'm not going to knock you. I just want to know, how are you justifying this? Please tell me how you were justifying this.
What do you do for a living, first of all? And second of all, how do you not like call the police and say that WWE is like charging you extortion? Like, because those are
like on social media.
Last I checked, extortion is illegal. So
I am looking at social media and I am reading parents heartbroken that they have to tell their kids they cannot go to Raw or SmackDown or a PLE because they can't justify the price. I know we talked about this during the Clash in Paris review, maybe even the SummerSlam review, but some of my fondest pro wrestling memories is my dad taking me to pro wrestling shows, Raws, SmackDowns, pay-per-views, memories I have with you going to NXT, memories I have with you going to AEW. There's a whole generation of children right now that cannot go to a WWE event because it's not affordable.
And I don't know if he cares if I name drop him on this podcast. If you're watching, Jacob, we miss you. We love you. He's got 2 little kids. He is a proud father, and he is a great father. Some of his fondest family memories were taking his daughter to the shows because she loves watching Becky Lynch. She loves watching all these comic book characters come to life. And now he's like, when I asked him about Survivor Series, if he wanted to go, he was like, I can't do it.
It's not justifiable. It's really, and to add even more shit on top of this, of the evilness that is TKO, Mark Shapiro said they're not charging enough.
Yeah, you see why I say this motherfucker needs to be fired? Like, yesterday? This guy needs to go. He needs to go.
Money. They just want money. It's sickening. It's absolutely sickening. So now that rant is out of the way and going back to this fucking ESPN era bullshit. So on top of, me trying to access this PLE, I hop on Hulu and I'm like, where the fuck do I find this pay-per-view? And I had to install the ESPN Plus app. They asked me if I wanted to subscribe, and I'm like, this has to be a glitch because there's no way I signed up for the bundle and then they're going to charge me another $30 just to access this PLE. I clicked the OK in hopes that it would just fix itself, and I think it did. But my God, I don't want to say I had a miserable time watching WrestlePalooza, but I was fucking irritated from start to finish for that reason. And then the next reason, there's fucking commercial breaks during the pay-per-view of just a blank screen that says, we will be back. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding
commercial
me.
Breaks during a pay-per-view.
And these aren't, you need to upgrade to get no ads. No, this is the way it is because, I subscribe to ad-free Peacock because I don't want to watch ads during the PLE.
Nope.
I noticed that if you have the ad-free version of Peacock, you get to watch the promo packages. You get to watch whatever fucking sponsorship they're running. You get to watch some bullshit WWE ad. If you don't, you get regular ads. That's the only difference between ad-free and not ad-free. But here, they make you stare at a blank screen. I don't even get the video packages. I don't get some bullshit backstage segment with Alpha Academy promoting a fucking clothing brand. I don't even get that. And you're charging me triple than you would on Peacock? What the fuck?
Pro wrestling is weird right now. It's in a weird time.
It's in my opinion, it's not in a good place right now. It's leaving a very sour taste in my mouth. And I'm not saying it's killing my love for it, but I'm looking at it right now and I'm kind of frowning upon it.
And it's not to say that the product is making things any better. No. because Triple H's booking, like I said, has been good for the most part. But honestly, WrestlePalooza was like if we're grading it, it's probably a 6.75 out of 10 for me.
I'm
Like,
gonna go 6.5.
at best,
This show was
mediocre.
infuriating.
Mediocre.
Okay, so the mixed tag I thought was very fun. People
It was
complained about
good.
it being a little too long at 29 minutes. I didn't mind it because I thought all four people had good chemistry in the ring and there were some fun spots and it was that build to AJ Lee's hot tag. And I
Yes.
thought, the outside brawling was very fun. It was one of those matches where I didn't want to critique it too hard. I had a very fun time with this match.
Yeah.
Stephanie Baker versus Io Sky for the Women's World Championship.
Excellent match. Excellent match
of the night.
Yes, and they fucking did it, dude. I did not think they would strap the rocket, but Stephanie Baker is the Women's World Champion right now. And just to kind of fast forward a little bit, this woman beat Tiffany Stratton at Crown Jewel in Perth to become the Crown Jewel champion, which is a fucking idea that disgusts me too. But again, like, this woman was NXT champion at the start of 2025. And now here she is, and she's like top of the food chain.
Now, listen to this interesting statistic.
Yeah.
Stephanie Baker is the first woman in WWE history to win 4 championships in her inaugural year with the company. She started off as NXT Women's North American Champion. Then she became a dual champion with the NXT Women's Championship. Then she won the Women's World Championship.
Yes.
And then the Crown Jewel Championship.
Yeah.
Name a better rookie year for a woman. I will wait.
I can't. And honestly, this is like right there on the parallel of the best rookie year in pro wrestling. Stephanie Baker was that for the women. Kurt Angle was that for the men. Like, Kurt Angle still, in my opinion, has the greatest rookie year for a male WWE superstar ever. Because again, they strapped the rocket to that guy in the year 2000. It's 25 years ago. Fuck me, dude. Jesus Christ. Kurt Angle was a rookie 25 years ago.
And the match was excellent. I can't say she won it with a spiral tap because apparently both her and AJ Styles, which that was AJ Styles' move, so I'm going to take it.
Oh my god. That spiral tap was a
tap apparently.
It looked like a spiral tap to me. It was a thing of beauty. Like,
it was. I mean, it was a beautiful finish, and it's a finish that kind of caught me off guard.
And listen, I know everybody fucking loves the Devil's Kiss. Like, you are lying to yourself if you don't love that move, especially if you're of the male human species. But let me just say this. That does not work as a finisher. That works as, like, the setup to her eventual finisher, which should be the spiral tap.
And
just saying that.
Top rope finisher is beautiful. She doesn't have a name for it yet, but it's a thing of beauty. This was an excellent match. You have Baker and Io Sky, who are easily the 2 best women's wrestlers across all professional wrestling right now. Don't think we're not discrediting Io Sky because she is fucking excellent.
No way.
She's consistent.
No way.
She's amazing. I am so happy she is performing at the level that she is. She is a main event player, and I'm happy she finally dug herself out of the hole of, because WWE has always struggled with pushing Japanese stars. Look at Asuka, look at Shinsuke Nakamura. They think, and I'm very happy with the international flair because look at both Io Sky and Stephanie Baker, and those are 2 women where English is not their first language. I'm glad at least with that Triple H is looking past it and going, no, the fans connect with these wrestlers and the language barrier is not an issue because they're fucking amazing in the ring.
Yes.
I'm going to divert for a second and say, do you remember when Vince McMahon was on the Stone Cold podcast in 2015?
Oh, I do.
And Stone Cold called him out and said, why aren't you pushing Cesaro? And Vince said, because he doesn't connect with the fans. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Because what happened a week after? The Cesaro section started.
The Cesaro section started, and he actually, ironically, did get a Universal title match after like 7 years of grinding. He ended up losing to Roman Reigns in that match, but like, I think if Triple H had his hands on Cesaro, like, it would be a much different story, and he would be a multi-time WWE champion by this point. Because that guy's just too good.
I remember a year and a half ago when we were saying things like, oh, yeah, come to WWE, Triple H will treat you right. But now I'm looking at the landscape. Now I'm like, I don't know what company is worse at booking right now.
I don't know if I can.
You look at the main event scenes in both AEW and WWE, and you're like, yeah, they're solid. They have really good top contenders. but there's still so many stars that the fans are pining for that they just
Yeah.
straight up refuse to push.
And here's what concerns me, and this is something else I saw on Twitter actually today. Look at WWE's main event scene right now. John Cena's retiring in 2 months on my fucking birthday, and I'm gonna be a fucking wreck. Like, not because I'm turning 29, but because John Cena is done in the ring. Seth Rollins is injured, and that's something we'll talk about, I'm sure, a little more as we go down the line. Cody Rhodes is 40 years old. Let that sink in for a second. Cody Rhodes, the face of your company, is 40 years old. Aaron Rodgers is only a year older than him.
Would you say Cody has like 5-8 years max left in him?
I don't know. I can't really predict that right now because we have so many people who are retiring. Kevin Owens, who knows when that guy's coming back? Randy Orton.
He'll come back?
Yeah, if he'll come back. Randy Orton's career is on the, it's CM Punk. Get this. CM Punk
not getting any younger.
CM Punk is the same age as Hulk Hogan was in his final year in WCW. Can you believe that?
Look, I'm happy CM Punk is back in the biz, and he's actually one of the bright spots in pro wrestling right now, but I will say I would be surprised if CM Punk... I say CM Punk has 3 years left in him. If he surpasses that, I will be surprised.
Yeah. Roman Reigns.
That's why I'm saying do everything you can. Roman Reigns, oh boy, I will fucking talk about Roman Reigns when you're done making this point.
Yeah, Roman Reigns, also 40 years old, a year younger than Aaron Rodgers, who said he's going to be done after the season with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes are the same age, and they're your two top guys. Where I'm going with this is that WWE is struggling to really establish the young upswing in the main event scene. You're starting to see it a little bit with Braun Breaker. You're starting to. But I am not going to fully buy him as a main event player until you actually put the fucking title on him. And now that's...
Here's my thing with Braun Breaker, and it kind of disappoints me to say this. You know me last year. I was the biggest Braun Breaker mark. I loved how he was just running roughshod in the mid-card, annihilating everybody in his path, holding that Intercontinental Championship, I don't want to say hostage, but like holding with pride and being the dominant champion. At WrestleMania, when he dropped the title to Dirty Dom and he was elevated by being put in the Vision, I think that halted his momentum because what have I seen every single fucking week on Monday Night Raw? Braun Breaker versus Jey Uso. Braun Breaker versus LA Knight. LA Knight versus Bronson Reed. Reed versus Jey Uso. Jey Uso and LA Knight versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Jey Uso and CM Punk versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed.
There's no creativity anymore.
The Usos versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Oh my God. It's like, give it a fucking rest.
Which is another match we got at WrestlePalooza. We got that match. It was fine. But it's like, I've seen this match a million times.
Or how about this? And these are the finishes to these matches. The match goes to a disqualification. The heels get over, and then a babyface runs out to chase them off. Braun Breaker beats LA Knight, and then they start beating him down, and then a babyface comes out and makes the save. My God, it is infuriating how every single finish to Monday Night Raw feels the fucking same.
Yeah.
And I'm tired of seeing that combination of wrestlers. Like, I want to see Braun Breaker fucking wrestle Sheamus.
I have a question.
I want to see Braun Breaker wrestle Rusev.
Do you think Netflix is starting to have buyer's remorse buying Monday Night Raw?
I don't want to say that. I don't want to say because of the product. I will say they have it because it's not performing as well as they thought it would.
Because of how repetitive it is? Like, imagine if you're watching Stranger Things and each episode ends the exact same way. It probably wouldn't be as successful of a show as it is, with it wrapping up pretty soon here.
So the point I'm trying to make is... It's crazy how I thought Braun Breaker was excelling more with the Intercontinental Championship than in this main event faction that I was so excited to see when they debuted it, the Raw after Mania. I was like, wow, this has a lot of potential.
And guess what? Guess what?
Breaker and Bronson Reed turned into? They turned into fucking henchmen.
They turned into henchmen who then turned on Seth Rollins.
Boy, we have so much to fucking talk about.
Because Seth Rollins, this poor man, get this irony. He fakes a knee injury, and he is going through all the kayfabe motions with his little daughter, and he's like, yeah, sorry, Rue, I've got a fake owie. I can't play with you right now. He fakes an
his
injury.
daughter's like 4. I'm pretty sure she's not even going to fucking remember that.
Yeah, he fakes an injury, cashes in Money in the Bank on CM Punk, and then 2 months later, this guy, during his Crown Jewel title match with Cody Rhodes, which he won, by the way, and that was the right decision, he gets hurt for real. He I don't know what happened to him, but I guess it was on a diving headbutt or something, coast to coast, and he either dislocated his shoulder, tore his pec, broke his clavicle. I don't know. He's gonna be out for a while, probably missing Mania. So what did WWE do? They had Braun Breaker spear the fuck out of Seth Rollins on Raw, and then Bronson Reed hits him with a tsunami. They write off the vision. They write off the visionary of the Vision. Paul Heyman is raising their hands, and I'm like, did you just at WrestleMania? Did you just endorse this man?
You know what my thought was when I saw that angle? Yeah, it was a very shocking angle. But the first thought I had was, what was the fucking point of this faction?
Exactly.
What was the point of this faction?
Exactly.
I will give WWE credit for this. I thought the setup to the turn was very good. Because during that opening promo,
it wasn't.
See Braun Breaker kind of giving Seth Rollins a side eye, and I like how Rollins was saying, I don't need these guys. And that's what was like, oh, well, there you go. They're not going to be happy with him saying that I don't need these guys when they've been doing most of the heavy lifting for him.
Do you want to know how ridiculous this is? The Vision turned on Seth Rollins before Randy Orton turned on Cody Rhodes.
You want to talk about a storyline I am not interested in anymore?
I'm still waiting on Randy Orton to RKO the fuck out of Cody.
Oh, well, since we're just hopping from topic to topic,
yeah,
let's talk about Cody Rhodes. What do you want to talk about? I want to talk about
What do you want to talk about? San Jose, what do you want to talk about?
Let me get one thing straight right now. This is not me turning on Cody.
No.
I like Cody. I love Cody. I like how he's the quarterback. He is a fantastic WWE champion. I was thrilled when he won the title back in a fantastic match with John Cena. Cody is not failing the company. The company's booking is failing him.
Yes.
Because what has Cody done since he won the title? He had a by-the-numbers average match with Drew McIntyre at WrestlePalooza.
In the main event.
In the main event, the most underwhelming main events to a pay-per-view probably all year. He loses to Seth Rollins as he should have. Now he's going back into this feud with Drew McIntyre. And for the love of God, for the sake of McIntyre's career, we both agree on this.
Yes.
McIntyre needs to win the WWE Championship just for the sake of shaking shit up.
Yeah, Drew.
Just for that sake alone.
I think Drew needs to win this title for the story to make sense. I thought at WrestlePalooza, if you really want to make a big splash on your debut on ESP fucking N, have a big fucking title change to end the show. Make it memorable. It was, and I've been waiting so long for a Cody versus Drew feud ever since Cody came back. Those are two of my favorite people on the roster right now, and it's not hitting home. It's not. I mean, Drew's promos are good. The match was fine at WrestlePalooza. Nothing really much to write home about, but that's about it.
But you know what? It was fine, but I know both of these men could have a better match. And here's another thing. If you don't put the title on Drew McIntyre, you are turning one of your biggest, baddest, most developed characters on the roster, and you're making him look like a big, fat, stupid oaf. A big dum-dum.
A big Hagrid-like character.
Because right now, he looks like a fucking geek.
He really does. Drew needs to, squash Cody at Saturday night's main event. Not just pin him to win the title, squash him. And this is not
here's my idea with that. Drew McIntyre wins the WWE Championship. The story is writing itself because you put the title on McIntyre. Who's on SmackDown now? Who we all think is going to win the Royal Rumble? Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
Who just dropped the United States title in one of the biggest shockers and one of the best moments all week to Ilya Dragunov.
Dude.
Sami Zayn.
And
Sami Zayn
Ilya Dragunov, by the way, like, I know we're hopping around, but he came back. Again, this is probably my biggest regret from not going to the show in San Jose last Friday. Ilya Dragunov making his return and shocking the fucking world. Because Sami Zayn was doing the John Cena thing, doing the U.S. title open challenge, where John Cena does come out and has a banger match with him before WrestlePalooza. You have Shinsuke Nakamura, I think, answered the challenge at one point. Carmelo Hayes answered the challenge.
Javon Evans from NXT.
Yes. And Sami Zayn raises his hand and saying, this guy is the future. A lot like John Cena pointed at him 10 years ago when Sami Zayn infamously dislocated his shoulder celebrating, doing an entrance. But and I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Sami. I love you. That will never not be funny to me.
So Sami Zayn, who we all think is going to win the Royal Rumble, and what was the story almost 2 years ago? Sami Zayn could not beat Drew McIntyre to the point where he took a step back and said, I know my aspirations are the world championship, but I cannot defeat Drew McIntyre, so I'm going to bow out. The story is right there. And I know what everyone is thinking. What does Cody do at WrestleMania? You know what? I don't know. We will cross that bridge when we get to it. But
I have an idea.
Have a built-in storyline right there with Zayn and McIntyre.
I have an idea. How about Cody versus Randy one-on-one in a grudge match this time with no title on the line?
You could absolutely do that.
Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton at this point in both men's careers, I'm going to say it right now, as much as I love Cody still, as much as he's still my quarterback, a match against Randy at WrestleMania with him does not need the title. It really doesn't. So give it to Drew, have him run with it up till Mania, have Sami win the Royal Rumble, because again, that is the only validating reason I will accept the Royal Rumble being in Saudi Arabia this year. Just saying. Because Sami Zayn...
The booking right now with Cody Rhodes as WWE Champion going into this match with Drew McIntyre, Cody retaining does absolutely nothing for him, but McIntyre losing will hurt him so hard, because you look back at the last 5 years of McIntyre's booking, sure, he lost to Lashley at WrestleMania 37. I was okay with that.
I wasn't. I was so pissed.
Turned heel, and, the whole failing the Money in the Bank cash-in, losing the World Championship at WrestleMania, that led into the storyline with CM Punk, which is still the best storyline WWE has put on in the last 2 years, barring Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns.
Yes.
That, that's all part of the story. I get that. But now we're getting into the point where you're making Drew McIntyre the villain of the week. And again, Drew McIntyre was one of the most fleshed out characters in WWE. I still think he has a fantastic story that's 5 years in the making. 6 years, if you want to count going into Mania. He won the WWE Championship in an empty warehouse during a global pandemic.
Over Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar.
Never got the World Championship win that he deserved. And he is still pining for that to the point where it has consumed him. If you don't let McIntyre finish his story, then the last 5 years have been for abso-fucking-lutely nothing.
So
babyface or heel.
If he loses at Saturday night's main event, does that signal the end? Because, does anybody watching this really believe that they're going to do not one, but 2 world title changes on Saturday night's main event, on the Saturday night's main event where John Cena is not retiring? Does anybody really think that we're getting 2 big title changes here?
Well, here's the thing. If McIntyre doesn't win, it's going to signify the end of the feud, because McIntyre's running out of reasons to challenge for the title. Yeah,
and McIntyre should win. Do I think he's going to at Saturday night's main? I don't know, because it's Saturday night's main event. It's a TV show. It's not pay-per-view.
If this was a PLE, then absolutely.
If this match was happening at Survivor Series, Drew McIntyre absolutely would be winning. There's no way around that. But because of where it's taking place in Salt Lake City, Utah, of all places, I don't buy it. I don't buy
I'm
it yet.
terrified.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Cody going into the WrestleMania this year as WWE Champion, I don't see what it does.
It doesn't entice me. It doesn't, in terms of story and because what do you do with him? What, you do Roman Reigns for a third time? We've seen
I've
that.
heard rumors about that, and I'm like, absolutely not. And I haven't even gotten to Roman Reigns yet. There's one more match we haven't talked about with WrestlePalooza, and I'm going to use that as a segue into that. And it's, oh my fucking God, Bronson
Oh.
Reed and Braun Breaker versus the fucking Usos.
Are you
Okay.
talking? You're talking about the WrestlePalooza match, right?
Yeah. So
Okay.
reforming the Usos, sure. The Usos are the greatest tag team of this generation. In
Yeah.
the past 15 years, the Usos are the best.
Do we
I
want
understand.
to? Do we want to say that they're the greatest tag team of all time? I can't sit here and say that yet. Mainly because the Hardy Boys are still going strong and they just turned broken and they're going to go up against Dark State for the NXT tag team titles in a broken
Listen,
rules match at Halloween Havoc. I'm all for that.
I can't say the Usos are the greatest when the Dudley Boys and the Road Warriors exist
Oh,
in
God.
history.
Well, do we want to pay our respects to Team 3D real quick because they just had their final match at Bound for Glory?
Yeah, they did. And as much as everyone was complaining about that, the Dudleys are my favorite tag team of all time. I'm glad Devon got the closure he deserved.
Yes.
And what a throwback. I didn't see the match, but it looked like it got positive reviews.
It did.
And
Yeah. It wasn't. Listen, it wasn't going to be as good as the tag team table match from Royal Rumble 2000. It wasn't going to come anywhere close to that because those guys are 25 years older than when they did that match. So,
I'm going to be that guy and say I actually loved the finish to the match. I loved Bubba Ray just accepting his fate and being like, okay, I'm going through a table. Just let's get this over with.
yeah, that's kind of the funnier version of the "I'm sorry, I love you" moment from WrestleMania 24 because it's
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah, you can put me through a table. Why not? You know?
It's like there's no point in fighting back. I know what's going to happen. I'm going to lose. So
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, so Usos back together, sure. When they did that, I was like, well, it looks like we can finally say the Jey Uso experiment is over, and I'm all for the
Well,
Usos reforming because the tag team division needs them. Oh my God, do they fucking need them?
well, you have a fucking random tag team as your tag champions on Raw. That is the most random tag team I've ever seen in my life. So,
I just, I'm, but this is WWE trying to have their cake and eat it too. Another reason why this pay-per-view just bugged the fuck out of me is that the Usos entrance went for so fucking long. They came out to their music, and then Jey Uso had his music, and they had to yeet, and they yeeted all the way down to the ring, and then he had them run it back, and they yeeted some more. It's like, it's not that I'm falling out of the yeet movement because it's still very fun. It's
Yeah.
that WWE thinks they can ride on that and that alone.
yeah, and the match at WrestlePalooza again was fine. Which, by the way, LA Knight was the special guest referee. This poor man is never going to get a world title shot ever again. But Jey Uso goes for a chair shot at some point, I think on Braun Breaker, and the chair somehow like grazes the top of his head, and he is bleeding profusely. And LA Knight, ever so the professional, has been doing this wrestling thing for a long time. He sees that Jey is hurt, and he's like, okay, we got to call it. And yeah, Braun speared Jimmy and pinned him, and the Vision won. Match was yeah, it was fine. It was fine. It wasn't didn't light the world on fire.
If they didn't have that extra layer of LA Knight is the referee and he's letting them do whatever they want, I would probably just go, yeah, it was a tag match. The same fucking tag match we would see on Raw every week.
Yeah.
And that leads into the rematch, of course, that they had on Monday Night Raw, which was a tag team tornado match, which was fun in itself. But I swear to God, if I hear one more time, oh my God, the OTC is back. This man returns
oh my God.
every 3 months, and WWE wants us to fucking shit our pants every single time.
So after the 790th return of Roman Reigns, like again, you see that meme on social media of the Roman Reigns returns graphics through the years while he's holding the Universal title and eventually both titles. Like it's just so funny that they keep recycling the same fucking image for the same fucking segment. You know,
I remember 5 years ago, the running joke was Bryan Danielson's going to make this a triple threat match because it was a running joke. He doesn't hold a candle to how many times Roman Reigns has returned. This
No.
year alone, I think this man has returned 4 or 5 times.
Yes. Yeah. And he did return to have the opening match at Crown Jewel, a rematch against Big Bronson Reed in an Australian street fight. It doesn't matter what territory you put in front of the word street fight, it's going to be the same fucking match. Like, the same fucking formula. I will say I did appreciate that Roman Reigns took to the microphone while he was beating the crap out of Bronson Reed in the early going. And he says, if you want tables, acknowledge me. And then,
that match just had a fucking house show feel to it. And I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
It did. And then Bronson Reed pulled off his best Big Show impression from 10 years ago when he shoves the table under the ring. And that match was so weird because the crowd was so behind Roman Reigns in Bronson Reed's home country in probably the biggest match of his life.
And can you believe they did this booking so ass backwards? Because what was I saying at Clash in Paris? That Bronson Reed should have won there and then Roman Reigns got his win back? Well, they did it reverse. This time Bronson Reed got the win.
Thank God. Thank God. Yeah. Like,
and
I love Roman, but like at this point, my point with like going over all the names that are in the main event scene at WWE, they are not focusing on the youth movement. Like,
so here's my issue with Roman Reigns, and I feel like it's been an issue all year long
because he keeps returning.
Okay, no. So he was Universal Champion for over 1,000 days. When he finally dropped the title, it's like, okay, perfect. This is exactly what needs to happen. Roman Reigns needs to go away for a little bit. He's extremely over. He needs to come back as a babyface, brand new, fresh start, continuation. But ever since Roman Reigns has returned as a babyface in that SummerSlam main event, Cody and Solo Sikoa, I have not noticed one single change in his character.
No.
He's still the tribal chief. He still thinks he can bully his family. He has major trust issues within his family.
Well, there is one major change. He doesn't have Paul Heyman with him, which was a huge part of the tribal chief acts during that run. A huge part of it. And it's not a discredit to Roman Reigns at all, but having the tribal chief without Paul Heyman, it's like having... I don't know what analogy I want to use here for this, but it's like having a bowl of tortilla chips and you don't have salsa and guacamole next to it.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Like it just doesn't hit the same.
Yeah, he has not apologized to his cousins for how he treated them. He looked at Cody Rhodes as a fucking nuisance when Cody went out of his way to team with him at Bad Blood. There has not been 1 ounce of character development within Roman Reigns. The only difference is that he's without Paul Heyman and the fans are allowed to cheer for him. And his character has just become so stale as a babyface. I don't like it as a babyface. As a heel, fucking perfect. He can be an egomaniacal tyrant and run roughshod over the entire roster. But as a babyface, it's just so stale.
Yeah.
You're right. He tastes like a tortilla chip with no salsa on it.
Yeah.
Stale. He comes out. We all acknowledge him. He cuts a bland-ass promo. He has no motivation and no end goal to this character. He
hits his big moves, big clothesline, Superman punch, ooh-ah, spear. That's it.
Then the extra layer of irritation, he disappears for 3 months.
Yeah. He disappears for 3 months. They write him off at Clash in Paris so he can go film his role in Street Fighter, which I don't have any faith is going to be a great movie. But hey, Cody Rhodes and Kenny Omega are in that movie too. So it's like
his reasons for being written off after Crown Jewel. It's so fucking lazy. He gets upset at the Usos for costing him the match, and he looks at both of them and says, I don't want to see y'all till Christmas.
So that means
might as well.
That means he's not going to be at Survivor Series. If I see his ass in Petco Park, I'm going to be like, this story makes no sense. It really doesn't.
Might as well have looked at the camera and said, okay, I'm going to take another 3-month vacation. See y'all in December. See you all in time for the Royal Rumble.
And then he fucking wins the Rumble and challenges Cody. That would be so boring. That'd be such a boring choice, but hey.
Roman Reigns, it's crazy how history repeats itself. The Rock left for Hollywood in 2002, and he was
Yes.
heavily criticized for it. John Cena heavily criticized him for it. John Cena ended up taking the exact blueprint of The Rock and went off to Hollywood and became a part timer. Same, almost the same path as The Rock. I will say Cena has been a little more present than The Rock was after he left for Hollywood.
Yeah.
Let's fast forward to the year 2017. 2018. Roman Reigns is criticizing and chatisizing Brock Lesnar for working the Brock Lesnar schedule, for only wrestling a handful of times of the year and being world champion while doing it. And what is Roman Reigns doing now? He's wrestling the Brock Lesnar schedule.
He's wrestling the Brock Lesnar schedule without Brock Lesnar on the roster because, Brock Lesnar's never coming back to WWE. You know, like he never returned at SummerSlam. That didn't happen.
We saved the worst for last.
Oh, well,
I thought
we were saving the best for last because we're going to talk about John Cena in a little bit. But
here's the thing: people want to say they want to erase that horrendous heel run of John Cena. I agree, shouldn't have happened. I would gladly take the heel run over this fucking monstrosity we got to open the show.
Oh my God!
Brock Lesnar versus John Cena. This match went 9 minutes. And this match was a big, fat fucking bowl of nothing.
It was Brock Lesnar suplexing the shit out of Cena for a little bit. He hits like 5 or 6 F5s, pins him, and leaves all the kids that entered with John Cena into the Gamebridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis bawling their little eyes out. So,
can you believe
good job
that they sacrificed one of John Cena's dates
for this?
Cena jogged to Lesnar during his retirement run to put him over.
Brock Lesnar does not need to be put over. He needs to be like on a farm in Saskatchewan somewhere, never to be seen again.
This match was 0 fucking stars.
I
hated this match.
Oh man, I mean, you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, I'd go 0 on that. Yeah, that match sucked. That match sucked.
Fucking bad. And when it started, it hit me like a rock. It hit me like a boulder. Because I stared at the screen and I go, I don't know what I'm expecting from this match. And then when it was over, I was like, wow, that was horrendous.
Guess what? We have not seen Brock Lesnar since. So, rest my case. So, before we get to Cena, like, again, the point I was making is that WWE's main event scene is going to look drastically different 5 years from now because you got all these guys who are on their way out. You got all these old vets who are holding the fort down. You need to invest in your youth movement. And listen, I love Gunther. I'm not talking about Gunther. Gunther's 38 years old. If you want to like really push the future of the business, you got to invest in the young guys like Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Carmelo Hayes, Javon Evans, Oba Femi, Ricky Saints. Yeah, Ricky Saints is Ricky Saints young?
While you continue talking about this, I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah. Well, Ricky Saints is. Hold on,
He's 35.
Yeah. See, like that's like near retirement in the NFL. So, you know, Ricky Saints doesn't have a lot of time left on the clock either.
So you kind of answered my question with who do we need to invest in right now? Again, I'm going to give WWE credit and say they are booking the women wonderfully.
Yeah. How about
at least on Raw? On SmackDown, things are getting a little shaky. But,
you could also invest in Dirty Dom for the future because Dirty Dom has been working wonders as a heel, and he is one of the most entertaining characters to watch. And he's been the Intercontinental Champion since WrestleMania.
I'm kind of ready for him to drop that title now.
I'm ready. I was ready for him to drop it to AJ Styles. Like, that was months ago. So
it goes with the sameness in WWE right now. I want something different.
Yeah.
And here's the thing with Dom and how well he is doing. When he wrestled Penta last week, I go, well, damn, we know he's going to win. But the way Dom won, I couldn't even be mad. He really is a little Eddie Guerrero now.
He is. He's an endearing, lying, cheating, and stealing heel. But the crowd loves it.
Just like his father.
Just like his father, yes. Rey Mysterio was never Dominic's dad. Rey is not your father, Holmes!
Let me guess. Dom would love to reconcile with his father, but his father's not alive anymore.
Right, yeah, and I'm sure when he makes a visit to Phoenix, he visits his father's grave all the time. And he says, look, Dad, I did it. I'm the Intercontinental Champion.
You know, Dom is so lucky that Christian Cage will never come back to WWE.
Oh, man. Oh, do you want to talk about that for a second? Hold on. So, before I get into the point I want to make, the thing that I respect with AEW's main event scene by comparison, these guys are investing in the youth. Like, you're looking at guys on the upswing, like Swerve Strickland isn't, like, super young. Hangman Page isn't super young either. But they're not like they're pushing Aaron Rodgers' end of career age. You have like Kazuchika Okada, who's still like, relative MJF, very young guy. He's my age. He's going to be 29. So you have guys like that. You can invest in the future. You have, Kyle Fletcher just worked the main event of All Out. He's the current TNT champion right now, even though that belt does not mean shit.
AEW has their issues too. Don't think.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
WWE right now,
definitely.
I'm not even clamoring right now to watch the AEW pay-per-view. I haven't watched Dynamite in weeks. There's just something about AEW. I think Greg put it best. The product is fine, but they're not doing anything to light the world on fire right now.
No,
and I think that has to do with two reasons that honestly what drove me away. My two favorite wrestlers are injured right now. Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay.
Yeah, that's another one. Will Ospreay. Yeah, he's a young guy. So when Ospreay comes back better than ever, you bet your ass that Tony Khan is probably going to want to push him to the world title pretty much right away. It doesn't matter who the champion is. If Hangman Page turns back into a bad cowboy, for Will Ospreay to take the title off of him, whoever it is, Will Ospreay's taking that title for himself at some point.
You just sparked a very interesting point by bringing this up. A year and a half ago, maybe let's say 2 years ago, when AEW was doing very poorly, they just came out of all the CM Punk drama. Vince McMahon was just outed. Triple H was being looked at as this brand new booker that's going to give people opportunities. It gave the incentive, and flip side for AEW too, and I will bring this point up too. It gave wrestlers from AEW the incentive to be like, oh, looks like shit's better in WWE.
Like
when
Penta.
My contract is up, I want to go over there. And that's how we got the Lucha Bros, Rusev, Aleister Black, all these this great talent that helped boost WWE.
And Tomas, Tomas, you're going to love me saying this, but I did actually very much enjoy the Last Man Standing match he had with Damian Priest.
Thank you. It was a good match.
Well, yeah, it's a shitty stipulation, but I loved how the finish was because Aleister Black and Zelina Vega are now aligned as evil, husband and wife who follow the Book of the Dead or whatever the fuck it is. And he burned Damian Priest with fire. That's a way to win a Last Man Standing match, in my opinion. Because you're not getting up from that.
So yeah, you have and then on the NXT side, you got Ricky Saints, you got All Ego Ethan Page, you got Lexis King. Incentive
Blake Monroe.
Blake Monroe, incentive for people on the other side to jump ship because they see, oh, the product's better. Even look back at 2021, 2022, shit was bad in WWE. That gave incentive for guys like Adam Cole, Bryan Danielson, Keith Lee. All these guys,
Swerve
Strickland, to jump ship from WWE to AEW. That healthy competition isn't there right now. And you look at the current landscape of WWE, not only from an on-screen view, but a backstage view. I would not encourage anyone from AEW to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to jump ship to WWE.
No. And AEW is putting on some... their pay-per-views this year have been better, I think, on average, considering what we got last year. Aside from Dynasty, probably. Because that was, not putting the title on Swerve there was just the worst fucking decision. But, it be that way sometimes.
Because I want you to look at this way on the flip side, because I don't think AEW is really giving incentive. Let's say, knock on wood, because I don't want this to happen. Let's say Sami Zayn just, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to AEW. What would they do with Sami Zayn?
Not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot. I
Not a
wouldn't say
whole
they
lot.
would collision his ass, but he would be not world champion. That's for sure.
No, especially when you have guys like Will Ospreay, Swerve, and Hangman who've been holding the fort down for a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
Tony's not going to pick a WWE guy over those
No.
guys, and MJF for that matter. But I did watch the whole of All Out. I did think it was a very entertaining show. I thought that the opener with Edge and Christian against FTR was very fun, albeit with a very Extreme Rules 2022 like ending. Remember the I Quit match when they did the concerto to Beth Phoenix?
Yeah.
Well, she came out and FTR pile drove her, and Cope was sitting there and he was like, "Oh fuck." Yeah.
As typical AEW as it was, I had a lot of fun with MJF and Mark Briscoe.
Oh
in
yeah, the
tax and
tables and tax match. Yeah, that's a fun stipulation. But you can only win by pinfall or submission, which is weird.
And this is an issue with both AEW and WWE for different reasons. We talked about the whole same old street fight thing with WWE. In WWE, you get a street fight. You've seen one street fight in WWE, you've seen them all. There's going to be tables. There's going to be kendo sticks. There's going to be chairs. There's going to be a barricade spot. There's going to be an announce table spot. Been there, done that. With AEW, they'll put 3 or 4 death matches on one card, and you just become so desensitized to it.
Yeah.
There's going to be the barbed wire. There's going to be thumbtacks. There's going to be blood.
Forks.
There's going to be forks. There's going to be
God. There was
3
another
tombstone pile drivers in a row, and then they're going to kick out of it and do a kip up like nothing happened.
There was another fork spot in the coffin match between Darby and Moxley that was very akin to what we saw at All In, that made my friend Greg Morgan freak the F out. Probably because he is a bald man like John Moxley, and it hurt him watching it. So, yeah. It is what... Speaking of bald, Ricochet has a new faction, and he beat the Hurt Syndicate on All Out. And then Hurt Syndicate got their win back, I think, in the trios match at Wrestle Dream. So
it's funny that thing gets brought up now because one of my good buddies was at the wedding I was in this last weekend, and we got to chat for a few minutes, and we were talking about wrestling, and we both agreed, we're like, WWE's doing some good things, AEW's doing some good things, but they're both very much pissing us off right now.
Yeah, and you want to know something that you want to know something crazy that almost makes my blood boil? Andrade returned to AEW, and he's a member of the Don Callis family, which apparently is made of all Mexicans, according to Tomas, including famed luchador Josh Alexander and famed masked Mexican wrestler Kazuchika Okada. Right.
So if we're doing the math now, that is 85 members in the Don Callis family now.
Yeah, and here's the kicker. Apparently, Andrade broke his non-compete clause, so he cannot be on AEW TV for 1 year.
Well, hold on. Let me fact check you there. Apparently, the story is that Andrade didn't have a new non-compete clause, and then WWE found a loophole in his contract that said he did, and there is sort of a clause that they could hold him to where he couldn't work for a year. But it does look like it's just going to be a 90-day.
I don't know, man. I really don't know. But Andrade is the first wrestler to go from WWE, hop to AEW, go back to WWE for a very forgettable run, and then go right back to AEW. So,
and to that, I say big fucking whoop. They're not going to do anything with Andrade in AEW. And if they do,
they're not.
I will be surprised.
And a lot of folks are theorizing that TKO might be holding Andrade ransom so that Tony Khan can loan them Edge for one night so he can wrestle John Cena's final match. Like, that is fucking bold. I will say that much. That is, it's a bold ass prediction. I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't think Andrade is worth lending out Edge for a night.
No, far from it. WWE would have to trade them like so
Roman
much
Reigns
more.
Or Cody Rhodes.
Yes.
Or Randy Orton.
Ironically, Cody Rhodes, but
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not buying into, like, as much as John Cena's retirement tour has been kind of like a topsy-turvy for a lot of people, the one thing that I keep saying, the only thing that's missing from this retirement tour is Edge. Because
It really is.
Edge was John Cena's greatest rival. He was the Roddy Piper to John Cena's Hulk Hogan. So the fact that we're probably not getting Cena versus Edge is a bit heartbreaking. Hey, you know, I've seen crazier things happen in wrestling. You know, like John Cena turning heel. I never thought I would see that, but I know I keep making that joke, by the way, but again, I'm still not fucking over that segment. John Cena turned heel at Elimination Chamber, which brings us...
The segment was goated. The segment was amazing.
The segment was goated.
The follow-up was bad.
Yeah, but I don't know what else people were expecting out of a John Cena heel turn. His gimmick was that he was lazy. So, like... Yeah, his match against Cody Rhodes, I could backtrack on that and say that that WrestleMania main event kind of sucked, but it's kind of a crazy thing to do, to be like, hey, John Cena, intentionally on your retirement tour, can you please work a little bit safer and lazier in your matches?
This was an idea they should have did 15 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
But not on his final year when he is on very borrowed time.
And the reason why he said in his promo that you're not getting new gear, you're not getting new merch, this is me, that is my voice singing the song, nothing is changing. Because they already had John Cena retirement tour, farewell tour merch made for every city he was going to. So, like, they couldn't renege on that. Like,
no.
Because they have to crank out all those t-shirts.
Okay, now that we've kind of bitched and moaned and complained about the current state for probably 2 hours now, let's talk about something great. So, with no build whatsoever, and this is because of the Brock Lesnar match reportedly, John Cena said, I'm putting my foot down. I want to wrestle AJ Styles. Give me AJ Styles, our crown jewel. And we got it. And let me tell you, I have not felt this emotional about a pro wrestling match probably since WrestleMania 40. This match was magic. And after giving it a lot of thought and letting it simmer and rewatching it, I'm not going to say it's better, but it is right up there with their SummerSlam 2016 match.
Oh, yeah. It's better than the Royal Rumble 2017 match where Cena tied the record. Like, it's...
This match, where do we begin? I know where we begin. With the entrances. First off, AJ Styles. Oh, let's talk about this. Man, we are just getting gut punch after gut punch at the Crown Jewel kickoff weekend at one of the press events. AJ Styles announced that, yes, 2026 will be the year he retires.
Yeah, and I'm not fucking ready for that heartbreak when that day comes.
My favorite wrestler in TNA.
Yep.
It feels like just yesterday I laid eyes on him for the first time, and I decided right off the bat, without even seeing him wrestle, that's my guy.
And meanwhile, he's the best wrestler on the fucking planet. Still. I mean, I know that is a crazy statement with Will Ospreay walking the earth, but here's my argument. Without AJ Styles, there is no Will Ospreay.
No.
So,
no.
That's my argument. AJ Styles is the best pro wrestler on the face of the planet. He comes out looking like he was fresh out of the 2005 Impact Zone, like Mike Tenay was about to call one of his X Division title defenses against Christopher Daniels, and I was like, damn, this is not like, you know, gloves put together football style AJ. He still has the long hair, which, you know, I'm convinced he's probably going to wait until he retires to cut that thing.
Well, here's the thing. Next time AJ Styles cuts his hair, it's going to be his last.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that shit's going back.
No way. No way. And Cena comes out and the crowd sings his song, of course, and there was a sea of yellow shirts in there.
Oh, before we continue, I just had this thought. If I were to create a Mount Rushmore of the best hold-for-hold professional wrestlers of all time, it would be Shawn Michaels, Will Ospreay, Bryan Danielson, Kurt Angle, and AJ Styles.
That's 5, by the way. Mount Rushmore is 4.
Well, I'm creating a fine. My top 5. My top 5 hold for hold greatest professional wrestlers of all time.
Yeah.
Angle, Danielson, Michaels, Styles, Ospreay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they're in a league of their own, aren't they? And Can I talk about the introductions real quick?
Yeah.
Because you know how John Cena does the thing with Alicia Taylor where she's like, he's celebrating with all of you while he's doing his like silly little salute to everybody one final time.
The never seen 17.
The never seen 17. Yeah, that makes me think he's not winning an 18th title. Like, I mean, he only has 2 months left to do it. So,
No.
so okay, I'm trying to find like the transcript of this intro because apparently this caught AJ Styles off guard, and John
I
Cena.
can help you out with that. John Cena handed a piece of paper to Alicia Taylor and had him announce AJ Styles as the definition of total nonstop action.
Yes.
The undisputed boss of the Bullet Club.
And AJ looks out of the crowd as they're popping, and he's like, "Oh shit!"
Yep.
And I'm like, and AJ's a devout Christian man, so I don't think he curses a whole lot. So you can tell this caught him very much by surprise, and it was a very nice moment.
The face that runs the place, who is looking to see if he can beat up John Cena one more time.
Yeah.
And that intro got me right in the feels.
Because some of my best memories of AJ Styles in WWE were that first year and that feud with John Cena, where he constantly was like, "I'm the champ that runs the camp." After he won the belt.
And then he tore his tights wide open at TLC against John Moxley.
Don't remind me of that.
Calling him the cheeks that run the streets.
Did they actually
that runs the class?
Did they actually start calling him that?
Oh, there was a whole thread online.
The pants
that run the streets.
The pants that run the dance.
The butt that runs the hut.
Oh, God.
I think my favorite was the cheeks that run the streets.
So we're rhyming now. We're just coming up with shitty rhymes. That's what we do on the ZNT Wrestling Show, apparently.
So when you have two wrestlers that are going into their retirement year, what better thing to do than to tribute all of the wrestlers that had a hand in building your career?
Oh, and
AJ
this
Styles doing a Stinger Splash and the Scorpion Death Drop. Doing Angel's Wings, which is Christopher Daniels' finisher. The Coquina Clutch, which is Samoa Joe's finisher.
He also hit Frankie Kazarian's finishing maneuver at one point in the match, which was fucking awesome. Cena returns the favor by doing Randy Orton's shtick, doing the pounding on the mat, doing the rope draping DDT. It would have been even more fucking hilarious if he actually hit AJ with an RKO out of nowhere when he goes to the phenomenal forearm, because AJ's expecting it from Randy. He's not expecting it from Cena. Like, that would have been fucking awesome.
We got a skull-crushing finale tributing The Miz. We got the Accolade tributing Rusev. We got the Walls of Jericho tributing Chris Jericho. Which was a deep cut.
A deep cut because apparently Jericho's coming back to WWE, and I don't know how to feel about that. You got John Cena. You got John Cena retiring. You got AJ Styles retiring next year. Jericho doesn't fucking learn his lesson.
And you know what? It is crazy how Jericho's gonna miss Cena by like a couple months. Mm-hmm. We could have got one more Jericho and Cena, and you know what? I think that would have been a good match.
It could have been. It could have been good. It's crazy we're saying that too, right? Because we were so sick of Chris Jericho on AEW TV, and now we're like, I'm actually kind of compelled to see him and what he would do with WWE now.
Well, you know what? It's just like the old saying goes, how can I miss you if you don't go away?
Right. Yeah. There you go. That's perfectly worded.
Heart bonder.
That is perfectly worded. But you know what got me really choked up was John Cena hitting AJ with his sister Abigail. And he looks around, and John Cena's looking up at the sky. He's got tears in his eyes because we all miss Wyndham Rotunda. And the crowd was doing this thing, putting the flashlights up. Yeah,
the fireflies were out. That got me. I think that was like, this was a true definition of a fight forever match. I didn't want this match to end.
The same move that Bray Wyatt used on AJ Styles, ironically enough, to win the WWE Championship for himself in 2017. You
want to talk about deep cuts? John Cena tributing The Big Show and Kane with a choke slam.
He didn't
rivals.
He didn't tribute The Undertaker with a choke slam?
He did it a little later because we're going to talk about the finish of this match. And this is the most 2K25 finish I've ever seen in my life. John Cena hits a tombstone pile driver into an attitude adjustment for the win. And that's how we tributed The Undertaker.
That's
this
how you...
match was beautiful.
5 stars.
Yeah.
I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care that it was finisher spam. It was absolutely wonderful to see these two go at it one last time. I've seen this match a couple of times since it aired originally. I am looking forward to watching it many more times. I might just turn it on after we finish up this podcast. Why the fuck not?
Yeah.
It's such a good match.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. These are all of the people John Cena has tributed since he started doing this shit. He did CM Punk's GTS.
Mm-hmm.
He did Kevin Owens' pop-up powerbomb.
Yeah.
He did Edge's spear.
Yes.
He did,
and Michael Cole was very careful to not say Edge's name because, like, it's so infuriating because I really wish Edge was here to work John Cena's final match. But John Cena made it very clear because he was running his hands through his hair in the corner just like Edge did. Yeah, so
he did Kurt Angle's ankle slam.
Yes.
He did
the ankle lock. Marty Jannetty. No, okay, all right.
He did Undertaker's tombstone, Kane and Big Show's choke slam, Chris Jericho's Walls of Jericho, Rusev's Accolade, Miz's Skull Crushing Finale, Bray Wyatt's Sister Abigail, and I think I got everybody.
I think so. It makes me want. Awesome. Well, he also did tease hitting a 619 on AJ Styles too.
That was
a tribute to Ray. Well,
when they were chanting 619, I literally turned to my buddies and I go, I wouldn't call Rey Mysterio a classic John Cena rival.
I wouldn't. Yeah, but John Cena did team with Rey a lot in his rookie year on SmackDown. He did wrestle Rey Mysterio a good chunk of occasions.
He wrestled him like twice, maybe 3 times.
Yeah, I mean, they never wrestled on pay-per-view, to my knowledge.
No, Ray is not a classic John Cena rival.
But it also does make me think, in one of his last 4 appearances, could John Cena challenge Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental title?
That's the current rumor, and I want it to happen, because Cena has been dying to work with Dom. Fun fact, the last time I went to a SmackDown, which I think was 2 years ago, John Cena wrestled Dirty Dom in the Dark Main Event.
Yeah.
That was super fucking cool.
Nobody
was expecting Cena to wrestle that night. And he got on the mic and said, I want to fucking wrestle. Send someone out here. And when it was Dirty Dom, oh boy, the place exploded.
You know, if that match happens at Survivor Series and that's the last time I see John Cena wrestle live, I'm like, that's like part of the main reason why I'm still like holding to my guns. Even if it is the Wyatt Six versus the fucking motherfucking tree in the War Games, I want to go so I can see John Cena wrestle one more time. Like,
oh, I missed one. He did do AJ Styles as Styles Clash when he wrestled Logan Paul.
Yeah. On his final pay-per-view, by the way. I will be in attendance for that, which is fucking bonkers to think about. But, and I'm not ready. I'm not ready for this run to end, man. I'm really not. Like,
it kind of makes you. Also, he did Baron Corbin's End of Days.
He did against Logan Paul. Yeah.
It kind of makes you wonder now. Now that Styles is in his retirement run, what other opponents could he tribute? This might be. They might shoot him down for this, but what if he hits Dirty Deeds? Because Jon Moxley is the person he beat for the WWE Championship.
Yeah. I don't know. It's well, I mean, you could be also saying he's tributing Mick Foley, but John Cena never wrestled Mick Foley, aside from like
AJ Styles for that matter.
Aside from like, I think Mick Foley was in like a multi-man match super randomly during John Cena's dominant year on top in 2007. But
oh my God, I just realized something. You know what I want to see Cena hit? Okay, what? 2 things I want to hit Cena hit. One makes sense. Oh,
a springboard stunner.
I want him to hit some variation of a stunner for Stone Cold because he was such a influence on. We forgot to mention how I am so ashamed of myself. AJ Styles hit Sweet Chin Music.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yeah, because
John Cena does need to hit a pedigree for Triple H. He does.
Yeah, he does. He really does. Well, what if he doesn't? Because it's like a fuck you for not booking my retirement tour as luscious as I wanted it to be.
Styles' Sweet Chin Music, though, that will always be the match we never got, but the match we should have never gotten, because I don't want to see Shawn Michaels come out of retirement.
No.
I'm glad he stuck to his guns with that. Oh, fun fact, since we're on a tangent on this podcast, fun fact, Shawn Michaels on an interview with Chris Van Vliet said the match at Crown Jewel doesn't count.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
He is striking it from the record books. He is saying that match is not canon. He said he did that to wrestle with his buddies. His retirement match was in 2010.
Yeah, because he did it at a fucking house show, because that's what Crown Jewel 2018 was.
I respect him so much for doing that.
Yeah, good, because fuck that idea of that show. So John Cena's retirement tour almost coming to an end. I really don't know who his final opponent is going to be. I've been hearing whisperings that it could be Gunther, but again,
Apparently, Gunther not even set in stone.
Gunther just retired Goldberg earlier this year. So, I mean, that would be a huge extra notch in his belt if he retired Goldberg and John Cena all in the same year. He could be known as that guy. I've been pushing for Drew McIntyre to be that guy, but it doesn't look like it's going to be him because John Cena's mainly working on Raw now. So, who fucking knows at this point?
I'm okay if it's Gunther. I really am. I like giving him that moniker of being the retirement guy.
Yeah.
My only fear with Gunther is they have put so many accolades on him now. You run into that issue, the same issue we had this year. When his run as world champion ends, what do you do with him after that?
Hell if I know. I haven't seen him since he lost to CM Punk.
Well, he's been injured, but at the same time, it's been a good idea to keep him off TV.
Yeah.
My next logical step for him, he needs to go back to SmackDown and he needs to win the WWE Championship.
From Cody.
It's the only logical step. Because
you never know.
This guy has been a bona fide main eventer. Not even since the minute he stepped into WWE, when he stepped into NXT. They put the NXT UK title on him for 500 plus days.
Yeah.
Then he was Intercontinental Champion for over 600 days.
Yes.
So this guy is a bona fide main eventer. He should never dip below the upper mid-card scene.
No, he shouldn't. Gunther's too valuable. Can we pause for a quick second?
Yes.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Looks like the last main topic we're going to go over is what I think is the most interesting storyline. There's a couple of storylines going on Monday Night Raw right now, but my favorite is what's going on with the women. Specifically, what's going on between the Kabuki Warriors, Io Sky, and Rhea Ripley. So we finally got the decimation, which is the remnants of Damage Control. Asuka turned on Io Sky after a few weeks of build of Asuka wanting to be there for Io Sky as she chased the Women's World Championship. But after Io Sky shot her down a couple of times, Asuka cost her a couple of matches. Asuka snapped. She turned on Io Sky. Poor Kairi Sane, has been put in this very uncomfortable situation where she likes Io Sky, but Asuka is her best friend. And Asuka is abusing this poor woman to do her bidding. Kairi Sane hesitantly hits the insane elbow on the Io Sky. And that whole group has blown up. And now
it's done for.
It's done for. They went into Crown Jewel to challenge Io Sky and Rhea Ripley, who are kind of a reluctant pairing right now. There's still that ongoing tension of Rhea Ripley's never beaten Io Sky. Rhea Ripley is trying to get back to the Women's World Championship. But it looks like the enemy of the enemy is my friend, and Ripley still has a lot of respect for Sky. They went in there and had a very fun match. I do like this character development with Rhea Ripley because she's another one where you do run the risk of her running stale if you don't give her some depth.
Yeah. And like Mommy is another character that does run the risk of like, okay, we get it. You know, she is a gothic princess that everybody has a crush on, you know, and she saunters out to the ring and sings her theme music and everybody chants Mommy and she says Mommy's always on top. You know, it does have the like danger of running stale, but I don't think it will just because of how popular she is. But yeah, this was a fun match in her home country. They did get the win, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So how far does the story continue after this? Because Io Sky has properly gotten her revenge. I don't know, but
was it Rhea Ripley's birthday too?
It might have been. Hold on.
Because Solomonster made a very funny joke saying, like, could you imagine if Vince McMahon booked this show? Oh, what's her birthday? Well, she has to lose. She has a job in her hometown. Can we give Triple H credit for that? He doesn't make people job in their hometowns.
Or on their birthday.
No.
Like, you know, the only other instance I can think of is Finn Balor winning on his birthday to go to SummerSlam to take on Seth Rollins. But, yeah, Rhea was actually born on October 11th. And she is 2 months older than me, which is fucking scary. That is scary.
That is scary.
She's only 29. She's got her whole career ahead of her.
She really does. And I think you say, where does this story go next? I think it has a couple of different ways. Because right now you have Stephanie Becerra as the women's world champion, who she is women's world champion because Naomi is pregnant and had to relinquish the title, which means the trajectory of this title went in an entirely different direction once Naomi announced her pregnancy.
Yeah, they Brock Lesnar and Stephanie Becerra right to the top.
They really did. And you have two very solid contenders in Io Sky and Rhea Ripley, because Rhea Ripley still needs to get her win over Io Sky. They both want to climb back to the Women's World Championship. And is it not me, or does this have triple threat smelled all over? This reeks of triple threat, but it's not a triple threat I am against, because Becerra, Ripley, and Io Sky would tear the house down.
But we have seen 2 triple threats with Rhea Ripley and Io Sky featured on big pay-per-views twice this year. And I don't need to see another one.
That would be a banger, though.
Becerra, it would be. Ripley? I'm not saying it wouldn't be, but like, have some variety in booking your big title matches. That's all I'm asking for.
That is fair. Which begs the question, going into WrestleMania, do you think it's Rhea Ripley versus Stephanie Becerra?
Who knows at this point? I can't even hazard a guess at what WrestleMania is going to look like right now.
It's either, I'm going to say for the women, it's either Rhea Ripley or Io Sky. And I know Rhea Ripley won it 2 years ago. I think Rhea Ripley's a big enough star that another Royal Rumble win under her belt could do her favors. But at the same time, you do run the risk of, this is when the fans start turning on her. If you have to win 2 Royal Rumbles in the span of 3 years.
You do, yeah. And people were turning on Cody when he won back-to-back. You know, and I'm like...
Hell, I almost turned on Cody when he won back-to-back.
I mean, you turned on Cody before, so it wouldn't have been too surprising if you did.
AEW Cody was fucking insufferable.
Yeah, why does he need 7 people to walk out with him to a weigh-in?
What's Anthony Ogogo doing right now?
Nothing. Absolutely
nothing.
Last time
I checked, he was bumping for Kevin Von Erich.
Who's QT Marshall? What's QT Marshall doing right now?
Hold on. He is the BTW World Champion.
Cody kind of buried him too, didn't he?
But QT Marshall is the BTW World Champion.
He's God's gift.
Yeah,
he really is. He's God's gift.
He won that title fair and square.
He did. Shotzi didn't interfere.
And Shotzi won the Internet Championship. And Shotzi's still the Internet Champion. She is a nice person, and she let Matt Cardona hold her title.
Yeah. She let Matt Cardona hold the title. Did they not have her blow off their death match already? I thought they did.
They did. Random question, but what do you think? What's today? The 22nd?
Yes.
Why am I on September? Should be on October. What is going on here? My laptop's on crack.
Yeah.
What do you think Shotzi is doing anything next Friday?
I don't know. On Halloween?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure she's going to all the Halloween parties, doing the spin the wheel, make the deal thing. I mean, I'm hosting a Halloween party, so that's.
Yeah. You don't think she's into Halloween, do you?
No.
She probably hates Disneyland too, right?
Yeah, probably.
She hates Universal Studios.
Just like Matt Cardona hates Disneyland.
Yeah.
And just
Johnny Gargano hates Disneyland, that's for sure.
Yeah, Chelsea Green hates Disneyland. Candice LeRae hates Disneyland.
Kevin Owens hates Disneyland.
Yes, he does. Cody Rhodes hates Disneyland.
Sami Zayn hates Lord of the Rings.
Jesus Christ. Daniel Bryan eats meat.
Yes. Brock Lesnar respects women. Oh, did I go too far there?
I don't
The
know.
New Day hate In-N-Out Burger.
They do. They do. They do. Yeah.
CM Punk hates the younger generation of pro wrestling. CM Punk hates NXT.
CM Punk does not stand for trans rights.
CM Punk is an alcoholic.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck.
So it looks like we've discussed everything. We discussed Seth Rollins' injury and him vacating the championship.
I think
we
so.
discussed CM Punk versus Jey Uso at Saturday Night's main event.
Little
we
bit.
discussed John Cena.
Did people turn on?
Let's end it all that.
Did people turn on Jey Uso again? Sorry, Kat. Did people turn on Jey Uso again?
I think this is a great topic to end on. So let's talk about Jey Uso, shall we?
Yeet.
They've been doing a storyline with him for the past 6 weeks or so, where him and LA Knight are not getting along. Well, then again, Jay, Punk, and Knight are kind of like in this anti-love triangle. They're all vying for the world championship. So each one is in each other's way.
It's an anti-love triangle.
LA Knight has particularly been getting under Jey Uso's skin.
Yes.
He cost him the tag team match at WrestlePalooza. He, just constantly, they're in each other's way. They're at each other's necks. Jimmy Uso is trying to play, peacekeeper between the two. It's not really working. Jey Uso is kind of he's going through this weird metamorphosis, I could say.
Yeah.
Where CM Punk called him out in the ring and said, I like this version of Jey Uso. What I don't like is little Roman. And he does not like being compared to Roman Reigns.
And sure enough, he's probably going to turn heel at some point and be a little Roman.
Now, I like the idea of Jey Uso having some depth to his character, him getting a little more edgy, a little more rough around the edges. Teasing a heel turn does feel like the natural evolution to his character. Because here's the thing. At WrestleMania, the whole world turned on Jey Uso. And that infuriated me because he was a very over character. He was a character everybody
and they made him over. They made him over.
Then they don't like it. I compared it to that one scene in SpongeBob where the little kid is crying and says, I don't like pistachio ice cream. And the father says, then why did you ask for it?
Yeah, no, and we love Jey Uso. Yeah, very good. Okay, let's have him win the Royal Rumble. No, we didn't want that. I'm like,
But I don't like Jey Uso. Then why did you ask for him?
Why did Jey Uso win the Royal Rumble? Because you were cheering for him?
Why did he win the World Championship at WrestleMania? Because you cheered for him?
Why did he shove John Cena off the apron and both of his feet touched the ground? Why did he do that? And why
was wanted that?
Yeah, and why was John Cena so terrified? Oh my God, it's the ground. Oh God, if my feet touch this floor, I'd be eliminated. And I'm not going to go to WrestleMania.
The Jey Uso experiment, in my opinion, I do think has ran its course. I do think a heel turn is the natural evolution. He won a battle royal on Monday, and everybody's acting like the sky is falling. They're all pissed off that we're getting Punk and Jay at Saturday night's main event. I understand it.
The only reason why
title. I don't like it is because it just feels like, oh, look, here's a combination we haven't got yet. Can we just move away from these wrestlers?
And
please.
Those two guys are really good friends in real life too, so I'm pretty sure they've wanted to work together in a big match like this for a while. So
we were discussing this before the recording, and this goes one of two ways. And one of those ways cannot be Jey Uso just wins the world championship as a babyface. I will be upset over that because that's just playing it safe. Either, CM Punk wins and Jey Uso turns on him, or Jey Uso, this ends in Jey Uso turning on CM Punk. And either Jay winning the world championship as a heel, or CM Punk wins the world championship and Jay just snaps.
You could also, sorry, this cat. You could also argue that CM Punk winning the title is plain and safe too.
You could.
It's pretty obvious at this point that he's winning the belt.
to add that layer of Jey Uso turning heel. Jey
Yeah.
Uso does not leave Saturday Night's Main Event without turning heel. And if they don't turn him heel, or at least tease the tension, then I'm going to say Triple H are not even trying.
No.
Because at this point, in this metamorphosis of Jey Uso's character, he cannot just win the world championship and expect everybody to be happy with it.
Does Triple H have to try at this point? Like, it feels like he's gotten to the point where he is firmly established as WWE's... WWE Untold basically presented him as WWE's Dana White, and I don't like that at all, because Dana White's a stain, but, you know, it's...
If Triple H wants to maintain the supposed momentum that WWE has right now, he's got to shake it up a little.
And he's got to keep it up, and he's got to, like, not become complacent, you know? What did Mark Calloway, The Undertaker, say when he was inducted into the Hall of Fame? Never be content.
No.
Never be content. Because Hunter should follow that advice. And apparently he's very close to The Undertaker because, we didn't talk about Undertaker surprising Stephanie at WrestlePalooza and saying that she was...
Floor is yours.
And, well, so Stephanie is sitting in the front row like she usually is at a lot of Paul's booked shows now. Undertaker's music hits. He comes out to You're Gonna Pay, which is a great theme song. Greg,
I'm looking at... He came out to a fucking Kid Rock song.
No, he came out to You're Gonna Pay. I thought I heard You're Gonna Pay.
You're Gonna Pay.
He didn't?
He came out to a fucking Kid Rock song.
Well, fuck Kid Rock. Hold on.
Yeah, I know.
Remy, don't bite that, please. So... Anyway, Undertaker comes out. He gets off his
looking rat you have.
Yeah, I know. He gets off his motorcycle. Here. You got your 15 minutes of fame. You're good.
I want to see Remy versus Tito.
I want to see Remy versus Pharaoh, the goofy ass dog.
No, Pharaoh would rip him to shreds. I don't want to see that.
He wouldn't. No, he wouldn't. Pharaoh's old.
I want to see your cat versus Good Mike Works cat. Tito.
Jeez. Well, I'm scared that Tito would eat him, but anyway, so I love you, Greg. So God, what the hell was I even talking about?
Stephanie McMahon going into the Hall of Fame.
Yes, yeah, thank you. So Stephanie is sitting there, and Undertaker sees her, and he's like, "Is anybody sitting there?" And I'm like, "Oh God, please don't put her on a cross again. Like, don't fucking do that and try to marry her in front of these people. Don't do that." Like, but he sits next to her, and he's like, "It's my honor to say that you're the first inductee into the 2026 Hall of Fame." Stephanie looked like she couldn't believe it, and I was like, "That was a genuinely nice surprise," you know, like. And
oh yeah,
I
thought Taker was there to fucking announce the attendance, so this was a pleasant surprise.
He's there to announce the highest gate in Indianapolis history at an arena, and I'm like, well, because you're driving up the fucking prices. That's why. That's why you're touting it.
Nick Khan's gonna be like, "Oh, you love WWE so much, y'all will pay $1,000 for a ticket."
Nope.
Y'all will pay $1,500 for a ticket.
Nope. I have rent to pay. Probably, I have other stuff in my life that's probably going to be happening in the next couple of years, so I need to make sure.
I don't enjoy eating ice cube sandwiches. They are very unappetizing.
No, I don't. So, so Stephanie's going into the Hall of Fame, and I'm like, so who else is going in? Is she the headliner? Like,
when are we going to get Batista?
Yeah, he's been waiting for like 6 years. He's been waiting for 6 years. So... apparently
something tells me that Batista's in no rush.
No, because he is working on some actually great films. And, John Cena was really good in Peacemaker. That's a good show.
Here's the thing.
Meanwhile...
here's the thing you didn't know. Batista was actually there the entire time. He was standing in the corner of the ring.
Meanwhile, The Rock is the drizzling shits in the Smashing Machine, and he's somehow going to get nominated for an Oscar before Batista is.
The Rock is probably knocking on Nick Khan's door right now. Be like, "Hey,
can I come back?" Ticket sales. No, it would be the other way around. It would be Nick Khan or Ari Emanuel knocking on Rock's door and saying, "Hey, can you come back for Elimination Chamber in Chicago? Ticket sales are a little bit slow."
Hey, yeah, so we're both sucking right now, so can we just do that thing where we kind of shake up the world again? Remember, it was a year ago that The Rock came out at the end of Bad Blood, counted to 3 for no reason, and then never came back.
And then enjoy the ride that the final boss is taking you on. What ride? What ride?
What did The Rock give Cody Rhodes? We still don't fucking know.
Probably gave him the watch back that Cody gifted all the WrestleMania 40 main eventers, but
he gave him tickets to the premiere of Smashing Machine.
And Cody probably fucking hated it because that movie was bad. That movie's bad.
Was it though?
It was. It was. I will stand by that. I'm sorry. That was not a good movie.
I saw Black Phone 2 last night. It was pretty good.
Yeah, Black Phone 2 was good. I'm probably going to be going to see Shelby Oaks tomorrow, directed by YouTuber Chris Stuckman. So that should be fun.
Oh, good for him. I love his videos.
Yeah, he finally got a fucking movie made. And
good for him.
So anyway, yeah, I'm going to go probably watch that. Yeah, wrestling's in a weird spot right now. I just hope and pray that John Cena's final 4 dates are not put to waste. Sorry.
As for this channel next, we have talked about everything. We might do a Wrestle Dream review because that's still pretty fresh. I still need to watch the show. I mean, is anyone really clamoring for us to review the next Saturday night's main event?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. There was another Saturday night's main event before the Cena one. That one's going to be main evented by Cody and McIntyre. Okay. How about this? And this will be on video right now.
Yeah.
If McIntyre wins the title, we will review the show.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, I will hold us to that. We also have Cyber Sunday 2006 next on the docket for the retros, which honestly kind of lines up with where it actually took place in the calendar year 2006 at this point, because we've fallen so far behind on that too. But we appreciate your support very much. The ZNT Wrestling Show is not going anywhere, I promise you. It's going to be, still a lot of shenanigans, a lot of debates, a lot of laughter, and a lot of good times. So, yeah, if you want to hear us talk about Wrestle Dream, if you want to hear us talk about Saturday Night's main event, let us know. If you want to hear us talk about, Cyber Sunday is going to be next, regardless. And then we have a couple more pay-per-views to wrap up 2006, finally. So, yeah, no, I think it's going to be a fun time. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Good that we got caught up on the current state of pro wrestling. Despite everything, at least it gives us something to talk about. It hasn't gotten to the point where we come up here and say, well, nothing of noteworthy has happened. So we just start talking about movies.
Yeah, and we start talking about Spider-Man. And we start talking about Bonesaw McGraw.
I was going to say, Spider-Man movie doesn't come out for another year, so...
And it's like, actually, it's funny. They fucked his name up, so they called it... So it was the Human Spider, but for some reason they called him Spider-Man. So... that's a funny joke. I'll dig it. So
it is.
Anyway, thank you guys so much again for watching. Continuing the support. Hit that subscribe button and that thumbs up as well. That would be much appreciated. Thank you so much again. Commence that back talk. Talk to you guys soon.